Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to our very first attempt at recording our amazing experiences we've had.
Yeah, it is the first of, I hope, many other videos
Yeah.
and stories to share.
Our very first video and very first recording in this manner.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with this first adventure going to west of Boyacá, Peñas Blancas. So today we are going to take you to this place through the story.
Can you tell us a little bit about Bojaca and what's so special about Bojaca? And where is that?
Boyacá is located in the center of Colombia, in the in the east of Andean Mountains region, which is quite cold. But Boyacá is very big region. It has different areas. So we were going to the west of Boyacá, and it has this name in a different language because Boyacá is the native name for Muisca people. Like this, Boyacá means Mantas region that is connected with Muiscas people or this community. So Boyacá is one of the most traditional places in Colombia. It's in the center, near to Bogota, or is one of the Bogota neighbors.
That's where we are right now. We are in Bogota. It's the capital, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the Muiscas are an indigenous tribe in the Colombia area of this continent. We don't like to use those names, but
we prefer to call it Abya which means is the ancient way to refer to Latin America in general, from Central and South America, is a native name for this region, Abya. So we prefer to call it Abya instead of South America. But we are in the north of, or in the north part of Abya, what now is
I love the sound of that name.
known as Colombia. Yeah. So we are going to Peñas Blancas that is located. So uh, how that how is that you are here and how you ended up in Peñas Blancas? What did you take you there?
It was completely unplanned, unexpected. Like, I came to Colombia, to South America, to Abiyajala, was mainly with the idea to rest, to start a new chapter, in regards for my health and also for my work. Not knowing the surprises that were waiting for me here, not being clear on it at least. We just had some puzzle pieces or some threads that we were following since we met. And so I'm going to tell the story of my vision that I had. I had a vision a couple of years ago. Was it a couple of years ago? I think. About a place that I was visiting regularly with my consciousness. That was very closely, that my soul is very closely connected to. And I never, and it was a very special place inside of a cave, hidden in the mountains. And there was this treasure in this place. And part of my soul's mission was to guard this place. It's like, and for me, this treasure inside of this cave that was hidden behind plants in the mountains, part of that, or that treasure was symbolic for like consciousness, like light that I was guarding, together with some other souls that were also in that vision. I never really thought that place was physical until I met you.
I'm Rafael, by the way.
I'm Frida. And we started connecting and talking while I was still in Europe and South Africa. And I think I told you about this vision at some point.
Yes, I remember you did, and at that time was a little bit unclear where that place was.
Yeah.
Mm, but in somehow you ended up here in Abiyajala.
Yeah.
So that vision is connected with this trip because you had a stone. And would you like to tell us why it was trip about, or why you have to go there, and what it has to be with that vision?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, I've been struggling with my health for many years since I was young. Um, Also because of how my brain works, being neurodivergent, hypersensitive, I have access to a lot of information, and also have always having lots of experiences out of body while I sleep, out of body experiences, dreaming about places, having visions of places that are actual physical places on the earth somewhere, and going there while I sleep. And so this vision was that I had was also one of those places where that I was like where I knew my soul goes there regularly. Mm, but I wasn't really paying importance to the fact that it is a physical place also. Mm-hmm. Then we started talking, and that's when it clicked for me. Oh, I think that place really exists, and I started to feel this calling. I have to go find it, and it's a physical place, and I think it's in Abiyajala. Mm-hmm. And before that, I never really paid attention to this continent so much. Not very much, I mean. And when we started talking, it opened up a whole new world. And I started remembering more dreams that I'd had and visions, and then wondering, are those visions from this continent actually? And when I arrived here, so beginning of November, I came to Colombia to rest. And when I arrived here, I started recognizing places from my visions. It was since arriving, I keep recognizing places from my dreams, from my visions, from my astral travels. It's unbelievable. It is everywhere I go.
I remember once that we were visiting a place in the city by motorcycle, riding motorcycle, and you start to see places and see recognizing the places by
the houses, the streets. It's like I've been here before. I know what it looks like. I know this house. I know this house. This. Oh, that was unreal. And that keeps happening. The other day, like I told you about, when I went with Janet, that place. Yeah. Only coming back to the city now. I was in another place recently, in the forest or in the mountains, and coming back here, I remembered. Oh yeah, I was in that place also before in my visions and my dreams. Yeah.
So one of the places that you were looking at in your dreams was this kind of cave or place. So in Colombia, we are also very well known because there are some important mines and some places. So Boyacá was one of the destinations that we consider, or you were visualizing as a place to visit, especially these places that are connected with stones and minerals.
Are very important for me.
Yeah. So was at that time that a friend of mine, a very old friend, we met him like at the university, and we got in contact again, and he belongs to that region. He's from that area, and he lives there, specific in a place that is Otanche, and Otanche is a town that was very close to a mine that you were identifying on the maps. And I told her in Colombia there are mine quartz, emerald mines, and gold mines, and
that's how it happened. Yeah, I remember now. Because I knew we arrived I arrived here in Bogota, in Rafael's place, and I knew I have to find this place from my vision.
Yeah.
This cave with this treasure, not knowing what that treasure, which for me was consciousness, that light, what that would look like physically, and maybe it's more than one place. But I knew I had to find it. And I remember in the beginning, I was just collecting like signs and synchronicities and making notes on numbers and that stood out to me and trying to get information basically. And the color emerald, at some point I was Googling, like I saw the name emerald and the color somewhere, and it's immediately stood out to me after arriving here. And I was Googling emerald something, maybe also the stone, not knowing that anything about emerald mines in Colombia. I didn't know that. I didn't know about quartz mines. I didn't know about emerald mines. I Googled it. Here I see, oh, Colombia is the biggest exporter of emeralds in the world. And I was like, what? Okay, so I made a note. Okay, that's important. And because the emerald is stone it has this vibrant green color, right? And that is in my vision, that treasure was surrounded by this very vibrant green. It represented as plants, but it was much more color, like green than plants usually are. And it was around this cave and sort of protecting this cave with the light inside of it. So I made a note of that, and then there was something else as well. Then I saw I saw the mines. Colombia has the mines, and the emerald mines. And then I kept reading on Google, and I saw, there are quartz mines also in Colombia. And then it hit me because that's the stone that you mentioned. Then I remembered I have this, as they call it, Lemurian quartz.
Lemurian quartz.
Yeah. That reminds me what you were telling me about the Lemurian civilization and the Muiscas. Anyways, we'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, it's another story, but connected to this one.
It's all connected. So I had the stone, Lemurian quartz crystal, about this size. That years ago someone had given me in the Netherlands. They gave it to me as a gift, and they said this is a special one. It contains information from very long ago. And I work a lot with memory and time and timelines. That's my thing. And they said, I remember one thing they mentioned in passing. Oh, and it comes from South America. This stone, this quartz is from South America. I didn't know where, but South America. And when I was reading up on the emeralds and I saw that quartz mines, I have this stone. And then it clicked for me. Oh, that vision, I think that place is connected to the quartz, to these minerals, to these stones. And I think that is the place I need to find, or at least one of them. And I told you about it.
Yeah, and by that time I was in contact with this friend that I was about to mention, and it was very surprising that he was in his mother town that is in that area, very close to the mine that we were like founded on the internet, looking at the maps. And this guy appeared again.
From there. He appeared again, so he contacted you?
Like by that time, around that time, because there is another friend who went to visit him, and they met and they sent me a photo. Hey, we met again. So we start to contact again, and then like he invited me to go there. And by that time we were looking to go to that place, and I remember, well, we don't know how to go, just go, and we find
which mine do we go to?
Yeah.
Where do we start?
I remember that we say just take the bus, the local buses, and go as close as possible, like without any clear idea where to go. But with this guy, he was that the key. Someone who wait for us to that place and who make us to make all the contacts around to go the mines.
That was incredible.
Without him, couldn't be that good idea. So he appeared at that moment.
He appeared at that moment, yeah. And like synchronicities like that just kept happening. Is unbelievable, even in the details, right, with the travels. But I remember we were arriving at this place where this friend is, which is close to the mines, in Bojaca, in that special province.
It's called Otanche, that town, but Otanche is very close to the emerald mines that very famous in Colombia. Is the Muso. Muso is where the biggest emerald mine was located. Or still is extracting emerald from there, from the Muso mines. And Muso is kind of 20 minutes far from Otanche. But the mine that we were looking for is called Peñas Blancas. That is a quartz mine, and is in Otanche area, which is a good surprise because we were going to visit this guy there, and he didn't go before, but he needed to go too. And then so he was very excited, and he started to help us to organize, to contact the people, the cars, because it's not easy going. There is no buses. The road is very hard.
Very bad.
Only like cars for mountains. I don't know what is the name for these special cars.
The 4x4s.
Yeah. So yeah, the trip started just going to visit the guy and see what happens when we arrive there, or also not knowing how it going to be at the end.
Yeah. We still didn't have a solid plan. So we ended up making the trip quite a bit later, like after having had that first knowing, we need to go find this place, and it's somewhere in the mines, connected with the quartz mines, and probably the emerald mines as well. And we ended up going only in December, on the 20th, 18th.
Yeah, around
19th. Yeah. We went to Otanche, and I remember we arrived at night. He met his friend, and we're reconnecting, and I wasn't feeling very good that night. But so we went to drink a coffee in the it's the cutest, most beautiful little town.
It's very small, and it also is kind of not very plain area. It's on the mountain.
On the mountain, on the slope.
On the slope. Yeah, a lot of people, because it was in December, so this Christmas environment around, with a lot of lights and people getting fun outside, playing in the park. So that very night, he decided to make some calls to know what to do the next day.
He was his energy. You should have seen his energy. He was like very guarded in the beginning, and then he started like coming into this flow, like momentum, and his brain didn't stop. Like he was just thinking, because we were still wondering what we should do, whether to go to the emerald mines first or the quartz mines. So the emerald mines were like close by, easy to access, and then there were the quartz mines, the Peñas Blancas, which were like 2 hours, very bad road in the mountains, difficult to reach, with
no people going there. I mean, like, we have to find someone who dared to go and with the right card. But this guy was trying to contact everyone.
And he kept pushing for the quartz mines.
Yeah.
He kept like, even though that was the difficult decision, choice. He kept pushing and saying like, I know, tell about that. Like he was just, remembering people that contacts that he had, that he could still ask for help, and can you help us? And okay, it's gonna cost that much, and we were worried about the cost also, and
Actually, going to Peñas Blancas was the worst choice because no one who could take us, not car, very expensive, and even he didn't know if it was possible to get someone there on the mines who receive us and to have access. So it was also going like to,
Because it was more private, right?
yeah, it's a private place.
Not really accessible for outsiders.
Yeah. Even though if we get to the place, maybe we cannot really go into the mines. So, but he was like making a lot of contact and calling here, calling there. He met someone on the town who, and
We met
then
some people. We went. Like, he kept introducing us to
yeah,
people. So, oh, this guy does that. This guy knows whatever. This guy has quartz crystals in his home that you can see in the morning if you want. And yeah,
yeah.
it was just amazing.
The thing is that the end of that night was that in somehow he organized everything. Like appeared the car, appeared the person who was to receiving us, a guide, even he organized the food. And because he was so interested to go to the mines too, he helped us to pay. And so otherwise, will be very difficult for just both of us pay the whole thing. But he was so excited about that he didn't mention at the beginning, but he covered like this part, which make it possible to go. So before we went to sleep, we already had a plan for the next day. What was
just appeared.
Yeah.
And yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, I didn't even have, before arriving there, I did not know exactly. I did not know either. Like, that's actually, yeah, I had no plan. Like, I know I have this quartz crystal, this Lemurian quartz, and just before it had come to me that I have to return it to the land. I'm here because that stone traveled with me. For a couple of years, and I was taking it to all the places I have been, especially during that time where I was becoming this new person, like really stepping into who I truly am, my gifts as well, and not hiding that to myself anymore. So this stone was with me, collecting all of this understanding and information, and carrying it with me. And then it came to me, I have to return it to the land here. Also to get this energy that I've been holding inside of my body as well, this consciousness to help me pass it on, to not hold it in my body anymore, to help with my healing, my personal healing, and to start sharing is like also as a symbol of starting to share my information with the world more openly. And so I knew I had to return it to the land. I knew I had to find the mines, and that somehow the mines are connected to this place and this vision. And that's all I knew.
Yeah. And that is why, like,
So I didn't
until
know
that point.
what was I gonna do when I arrive. I didn't know. We would.
Yeah, so the next day in the morning, we were visiting the guy who had the quartz, and he also got very interested in quartz. And do you remember before the girl? And yes, so the next day started with quartz again, and then we prepared to go to the place. At beginning, also the road was because it was raining. So the guy, we have a special driver. Like he was like the first person we met also, and his name was Francisco. Oh, now I don't remember like the driver's name.
Yeah, he was a special person. Oh, like a key person also.
He was telling us many things on the way.
That we haven't even yet gotten time to talk about yet. That's a whole other story, right?
Yeah, maybe we can make only one video about this guy because he has been living all his life in the mines, like in the emeralds around all these and all the atmosphere and different kind of possibilities that you have when you are in that world, the mining world, like the black side, the white side, the happy, the sad. But he had also very good understanding of life after living all of that. So it was very good to listen from him, all his experience, his ideas, and he now have a very big respect and love for nature as a result of those experiences. And now he see the stones and the mountains more sacred than before, and he respected. But to get at that point, he experienced many things. So he was our driver, and at the beginning, he also was a little bit is skeptical.
Really?
Because it was raining the days before, so the Radan say, "Oh no,
the road was very bad."
very bad," and he is always asking, "How is the road? How is the road?" At the people who was passing, but very optimistic too.
Yeah. And really getting us through. He got us to the mines.
Yeah.
At some points, I was like doubting the road, but he did it.
Yeah. So we had to wait a lot because we were very close to the place, but they were fixing the road, and we have to wait until they allow us to cross. It was a long waiting time, but the landscape was like mind blowing, like very beautiful on the mountains, beautiful,
wild, like on water everywhere, like waterfalls, and which was in my vision also. Always this waterfall, like here.
Yeah, with a lot of vegetation, this mist on the air, and big cannons, or look like. So the landscape was so beautiful. So it was a nice trip. And we finally arrived to the place. That also was a little bit different what I've had in mind. It was like a little town on the mountains, but miner's town, kind of.
Tiny.
Very tiny.
Yeah. But a little town, yeah. In the middle of nowhere. Like, so hard to reach, and people live there.
Yeah. So we finally got there, and there was this guy, the owner of the farm or the area where the mine was located. And this guy also very kind, very warm person, and he was waiting for us from the morning.
What was his name? Carlos?
I guess it's Carlos, yeah.
I think so.
So he also very optimistic, and he gave us he introduced us a guy, a very young person who guided us to the mines, and he waited for us cooking lunch.
It was amazing. It was, we were like welcomed, like they knew us, like they were so warm and friendly and helping us, even though they don't really receive visitors.
No,
it's not tourists anything.
not at all.
And it was, yeah, of course we had to walk these muddy paths up the mountain to the,
without any appropriate shoes.
without with our normal sneakers, and white sneakers getting all full of mud.
Yeah. But also they were building this house with this kind of quartz wall. You remember?
Yeah.
That was also a good idea for Alex who wanted to make this project, and we're gonna maybe describe later.
Yeah. So Alex had the idea. So we saw, yeah, one of that man. He had started building using these quartz containing big stones to build walls. And Alex had the idea for his resort in Otanche. And I also was thinking kind exactly that.
A healing place, kind of.
Build these little rooms out of quartz and let people sleep in it and heal.
Yeah.
I was seeing all of these possibilities being there in that little town, and yeah.
Actually, Alex, who is the name of the friend who was waiting for us in Otanche, he took some big quartz stones already.
Heavy.
Very heavy. He was impressed.
We carried them down the mountain. That was, wow. Yeah.
Actually, they were everywhere. And we start to walk and find
quartz. Oh.
Yeah. So we start like the hiking with the guide who was also very fun, a very young person, and he took us. They give us the equipments, this helmet with the lantern, and yeah, the safety things. And then we climb very beautiful path to the mines, full of another mines on the way.
Yeah. All of these old tunnels into the mountains that are closed. And I remember when we were still rather at the bottom, I was just observing these signs telling me I found the place. Putting together the like some names and numbers, and then we came to this spot where there was like a, how do you call it, an outcropping with some rock and some plants hanging down from that outcropping and creating a sort of almost a cave-like area underneath. Not very big, it was small, but there was this water dropping from the plants from this outcropping down and creating almost like a little curtain of water, and behind which was like this earthy area, like a little cave. And I was getting these it was hitting me hard. I was like, this is my vision, this is my vision, this is so similar to what it looked like in my, and this it's a strange feeling, like you're walking inside of your own vision.
Like seeing your dream real. Again.
Seeing my dream again. And after all these years, it not being, and especially with my path, like not really, never having really talked about these things, only recently starting. And then not taking myself too seriously still, and then standing there and this is real. This is really, this exists. And I remember, and the same when the closer we came to the actual mine, the more it was just recognizing, oh yeah, here are the plants, just that whole little area in where towards the cave felt very familiar. And when we came out, and the clouds, there was this cloud covering the top.
Beautiful.
It was, yes, this is from my vision. This is what it looked like. So, or at least part of it. So, yeah, that was very special.
Wow. Yeah, I remember also for me also very special, like being among the mines and everything. But finally we got to the mine. Was that they told us that day only one mine was open, and maybe at that time still was open. So we were like very lucky because the mine was open yet, and the people receive us. I mean, actually, we could have the stopping, like they could say no, it's not allowed for outsiders to be here. But no, they were like so welcoming. They opened to us. They were very interesting about what you were doing there, because for them the quartz before was stones that they really didn't want and just wasting away, and they didn't really like use the quartz for nothing. But now they start to see how important they are. So they were quite surprised about you and looking for quartz, and they were very curious, but very also happy and welcoming us to join them. So it was a very interesting time where everyone was just looking at you, and you were concentrated with your little stone and putting with another big quartz that they have outside of the mine, because they have very big quartz there. And they were asking me, what is she doing, and what does she say? Why she wants quartz? Like they were also very interested about that. But after that, we got in finally. So what did you feel being finally in the mine because we get until, I don't know how meters, but we have to walk into the tunnel quite a little couple of minutes until we arrive to the place where they are literally taking the quartz from the clay, yeah. So how was that?
Like I said, I had no idea. I did not know what would happen, right? And when we arrived outside the tunnel, and I saw this big piece with all of these quartz pieces sticking out,